Hello everyone, this is Jasmina, and in this video I'm going to talk about the Moon Noble star, and these are the instructions. So the Moon Noble is one of the four noble stars, and it is the yin version of the Sun Noble. Now, being a yin energy, because Moon is yin, it is better for yin activities. So this isn't really very good for your career, except for certain circumstances. Now, it can help you improve communications. That's a yin activity in most sense. It can be either written or oral. Now, here, if you're having trouble communicating with your boss, this would be the only time that you would be worried about what is your month animal sign, worrying about clashes, uh, because this usually is more general. And if you can communicate fine with your boss, but you have trouble with your spouse or your kids, then you don't have to worry about the month. You would then worry about the day and the hour instead, in addition, of course, to the year. And we're talking about clashes here, which we'll talk about more in a bit. Now, this can also help you improve relationships. Usually that means, it usually means communicating better, but it can also be uh, maybe an increased tolerance on your half or an increased tolerance on somebody else's part, and with you explaining to them why things happen the way they do, and they can become maybe a little more tolerant. So this can, through better communications, allow you to improve relationships. And of course, if this is with your boss, then yeah, well, you're going to have to be the one who becomes more tolerant. Now, health related is also good because health is a yin thing. And this could be diet, it could be exercise, or doing research on medical treatments if you found you have a condition that needs treatment and there are various things that can be done and you have to choose one. This would be a very good day to do research on that. Now, this particular year, you wouldn't be doing exercise in the Moon Noble subsector because it has an annual affliction, but um, you could manifest about exercising in the Moon Noble subsector so that you find the right type of exercise for you. Now, manifestations are always useful. Manifestation is a yin activity. It's always safe. So this is the best use this year of the Moon Noble subsector and the good dates, based on the fact that manifestation is what you're going to be primarily doing. But there's some other things you can do. You can do meditation, self-reflection, yoga, maybe, maybe not. But these are the kind of things that are yin that you can consider. So receiving counseling, if you need it, is a good activity. Learning in general, and really very specifically for improving your communication skills, that is one of the best ways to use this date. And if you need speech therapy, that could be another thing. Now, many of these things can be done in the Moon Noble uh, sector, the subsector, but these three in red, you don't want to do because they involve speaking um, and movement. So this would have to be done in a better sector of your house, one that's clear of an annual affliction and has basically good stars. So, so you do need to know your star charts. So this is the pattern for the the Moon Noble subsector, and it is based on the year's branch, which is the year animal sign. So this year is Dragon Year. This is Southwest one, which is the goat, which has an annual affliction. So this is why I say you can only really manifest or do quiet activities in this year, in this subsector, if you're trying to activate the Moon Noble. So it has the annual Shah of the three killings, and so you don't want to activate it. Of course, this was maybe the least nasty of the three killings, but why activate it? It's not a good idea because you'll have problems you don't need. But manifesting and working quietly, like researching or learning, is totally, totally a good idea. Now, of course, the best day to use the Moon Noble Star is on a Black Rabbit moon day. They have the same energies, so it makes sense to use those days. But if you're going to start something truly new, you also want to look for a Moon Noble day that is a moon, Black Rabbit moon day that also has a good or great Donggong uh, energy, because then you're likely to have better success. However, if it's something you've already been working on, you don't have to worry about the Donggong date or what it has, because that is really only for starting something new, and it doesn't really affect things otherwise. Now, I have given the rules for Donggong date selection in this video. It is, if you just have to read the table. It's a pretty ugly looking table, but it functions. And, uh, and so you can use that. Now, the Black Rabbit date selection that will tell us when the moon day of the Black Rabbits comes along, it is covered in depth in this video. And I actually give you, I have on the coffee store, I believe, which is right here. I have a thing that you can buy that will tell you how, that will help you do this very easily, or pretty easily anyway. But it unfortunately, because the Black Rabbit date selection, this type, is based on the lunar calendar, that doesn't always sync up with the solar calendar. So you can't make a simple statement like on this month, these day pillars will have the moon. It just doesn't work that way. Unlike the Green Dragon was easy. But this is, I think, the most difficult one because it's based on the lunar calendar, and so you have to really look at each month, each lunar month separately. Now, because these dates are quite hard to determine, you can use the Green Dragon day or the Precious Light day as an acceptable alternative. I have already given you the very simple rules to find the Green Dragon dates in this video. I will be giving the Precious Light dates in a future video that should happen in the next couple of weeks. So you will have those dates too. Now, there is a company called S Metaphysics that has a product, or at least had a product called Personalized Batsa Calendar. It They have indicated that this is something they sell every year, but it's no longer on sale now, which means that I think they only sell it near the new year, probably somewhere in January, February, right around the Chinese Solar New Year. And it lists all the date selection values that you'll need. But it does cost over 100 US dollars. At least this last one did, and they'll probably go up next year. I don't know by how much, but it may. Now, regardless of which date you choose, whether it's the moon day in the Black Rabbit system, or the Green Dragon, or the Precious Light, whichever one you're going to use, you have to worry about clash days. And of course, you want to avoid the day that clashes with your year animal. That's an absolute must. And it depends on what topic it is. Like I said, if you have trouble communicating with your boss, then this would be the time you'd worry about your month animal. If it's a problem with your spouse, you would avoid a clash with your day. And if it's a problem with your kids, it would be one that you have to worry about your hour. And of course, the person that you're having trouble communicating with, if you know their information, you also want to avoid their clash days. And this would be true of other members of your household in general, because you might develop problems with communications if you use one of their clash days, especially their year animal. If it's your spouse, you should also avoid a clash with that person's day animal, because that could worsen the relationship and the communication between you two. But this would only last a year. But a year is a long time to have trouble with your spouse. So in general, I recommend you be really careful with that. And of course, if you can avoid all of 4 of the animal signs in everybody's chart, that's the best, but that can be quite hard. So sometimes you have to sacrifice something. So that's it. I'd like to thank you for watching. If you have questions, you can either email me here or leave a comment. And again, I appreciate you guys watching. It keeps me making videos. Thank you again.